Hello, welcome to Chatter Boxing. I'm Sean. I'm going to talk today about David Haye and the champ, Shannon Briggs. I saw a video yesterday on Facebook on Ring IQ Boxing. It's a very good boxing forum on Facebook. By the way, if you don't know what it is, check it out. Someone made a video on that saying that David Haye was ducking Shannon Briggs. Um, I have to say that I agree with that. Shannon Briggs came here, I'm not sure when, just after, I think, Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. He was trying to get big fights. He started off trying to get a fight with Vladimir Klitschko, didn't materialise. I wasn't really surprised at that point. Then he wanted to fight Deontay Wilder. Um, that didn't happen. Deontay Wilder didn't want to fight him. So he thought, right, well, I'll come over to the UK. You've got Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, David Haye. So he came over here, started making a load of noise. Tyson Fury was obviously wrapped up with the Vladimir Klitschko rematch. Anthony Joshua was kind of, on like kind of big. He had the Charles Martin fight coming up, I think. And he was kind of on a higher level, really, like in terms of his popularity, his options, etc. David Haye was the next biggest thing, like the next biggest name, next biggest scalp, we could say, for Shannon Briggs. So he started targeting him. Um, he turned up at like his gym. He turned up apparently like his area where he lives, went to where he gets his breakfast, has a cup of tea in the morning. Going everywhere, looking for David Haye, almost like almost like sort of like reminiscent like Muhammad Ali style, like back in the day when he was going around looking for Sonny Liston. Um, yeah, like brilliant self-promotion by Shannon Briggs. Um, he eventually caught up with David Haye. I think it was the way it was a weigh-in. I think it was the weigh-in for Charles Martin, Anthony Joshua. I think, and he went up to him. And David Haye was there, and obviously like Shannon Briggs walked on like, yeah, yeah, it's the champ, yeah. And I could see David Haye just think, oh, need this. He yeah, he didn't look like he needed it at all. Shannon Briggs like right in his face, like invading his space. He like touched his hair, and David Haye looked. I mean, he looked like he wanted to hit him, but he looked like a bit. I wouldn't say intimidated, but definitely very uncomfortable. David Haye's got a bit of a temper, and he's been in like obviously we saw him with Derek Chisora. He's quite a fiery character. Maybe not so much now because he's a little bit older, but he's the kind of character that you could see him losing it, like fighting on the street, kind of getting a bit carried away. So that's possibly one of the reasons why he didn't really need it, because he didn't really want to be sucked into something that he would quite easily get himself into quite a lot of trouble. Um, but he definitely looked like he wasn't. He didn't need it at all. Um, Shannon Briggs went around, but I think David Haye at the time had a fight lined up. Yeah, with Shannon Briggs was going around the country, with all the people, really promoting himself really well. He was like going to Wales, he's going all over England, he went to Ireland, Scotland. He's like really kind of getting involved, like meeting people. Just a real character, going to like boxing matches, like singing with all the fans, having a beer with everyone. Going to Scotland wearing a kilt. Yeah, just a real character. People really took to him. I don't think David Haye liked that either. David Haye's quite a kind of character that likes to be. He used to be very popular in the UK. I think he's very jealous of Anthony Joshua. Um, and I think now, like, Shannon Briggs, just people in England love, or the UK, like, love Shannon Briggs. I'm sure they do as well in America. But here I suppose he's got more of a sort of distinctive character. So he's the kind of person who could just go to any, like you see him turn up at any boxing event in the UK, and everybody's going mad. Everybody's like, "Yeah, it's the champ." So I don't think David Haye particularly likes that. I don't think David Haye feels comfortable around him. A bit like when he fought Tyson Fury, you could tell that David Haye was a bit intimidated. That kind of personality that Tyson Fury has, where not in everyday life, but when it comes to like boxing, you've got the press conference, head to head, when the boxers are together in like the sort of fight mode. He's very aggressive, very domineering. He wants to kind of just dominate everything, take over. So he won't let you talk. He'll be like, having a go at you, insulting you, taking the piss out of you, making jokes, um, shouting, just completely dominating the situation. David Haye did not like that at all. You could see he looked really uncomfortable, and he did look intimidated. It's almost like he was kind of being bullied by Fury, like he was at school or something. Um, and this happened. He pulled out of that fight twice. Now he says it was with an injury. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But it was pretty evident that he was quite intimidated by Fury's, personality like that. Shannon Briggs has a similar kind of personality in that sense. That when he's in that kind of mode, when they're there, he's very loud, he's very domineering, and he's similar to Fury. He has a different style, obviously, but it's the same kind of idea. He's there, so yeah, he's scared, y'all, you're a chump. Like he's just shouting. He won't let David Haye speak. He's quite a physical presence. Um, he's quite funny as well. He'll be making it, people will be laughing. Um, and yeah, David Haye, I just don't think he can really deal with that. I think he's intimidated by Shannon Briggs. Whether he's scared of like fighting him in the ring or not is probably not. But I mean, I'm sure he'd see him as a threat. I mean, he's knocks a load of people out. He's a big, strong heavyweight. He doesn't have very much stamina at all, and if you can survive like 1 or 2 rounds, then you probably beat him easily. Well, David Haye anyway. But he is a threat in those first couple of rounds, and I just think the build-up and this whole thing with Shannon, I think he would, at the very least, find it very, very uncomfortable. I'll go so far as to say he'd be intimidated by it. So that's why I think he's ducking Shannon Briggs. I mean, he said to him, fight on my undercard, and I'll fight you the next, because at the time he was fighting. I don't remember his name. I never knew his name. David Haye didn't even know his name. I mean, Shannon Briggs said that the bloke had hardly even heard of himself, which is probably not too far from the truth, to be honest. But that everyone was calling him, or David Haye was calling him, the undefeated Cobra. I'm not sure where he's from, but he had no disrespect to him, but he was levels below David Haye, and it was a bit of a joke of a fight. The fight before that, he fought Mark Demori, and like another undefeated Australian. I mean, again, no disrespect to him, but he looked like he was just way out of his depth. He was way out of his depth. He looked like I mean, for the purposes of like the English people or Australian people watching this, he looked like a kind of goon from like Home and Away or Neighbours. I mean, he had like a kind of like gloves, like leather gloves, like a leather jacket, like sort of blonde ponytail. I mean, yeah, it was a strange. Like the two characters that he sort of fought were people were starting to get like what's going on, mate. Is my point. So Shannon Briggs, with his self promotion at the time, was becoming more and more popular in the UK. Getting Shannon Briggs to fight on the undercard made it a lot more likely he was going to sell out or sell tickets. So that's obviously like what he thought by getting him on there. But then he hasn't lived up to his side of the deal, because he hasn't signed the fight since then. Doesn't look like he wants to. Um, he was at the Barclays Centre the other day. Shannon Briggs is like he's just gone. Now I don't know why that happened, but it does look like he's just blatantly like ducking Shannon Briggs even when he sees him. I mean, I think there've been a few times when he's seen him out at boxing events in the UK. Shannon Briggs has seen him, he's like, yeah, I said yeah, and like David Haye's like, oh, for fuck's sake, and he just goes. One time I heard he saw him in a toilet. David Haye just like fucked off straight out of there. So yeah, David Haye, to me, I don't think he wants anything to do with Shannon Briggs. Um, I don't think the fight will get made. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just sort of publicity stunt. But I don't think it will do. So what would Shannon Briggs do now? I don't really know. I mean, I don't. He's not going to fight Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua. I wouldn't imagine. Is he interested in like fighting the kind of next tier of like UK heavyweights? People like Dylan White, um, Derek Chisora, David Price, these kind of characters? Possibly, possibly not. I think it would be a real shame if he, well, from our point of view, if he left, because he's a great character, and I think he's got a lot to offer. I heard him talking about making a reality show at one point. I don't know if his plan is to just kind of stay here fighting kind of lower tier people. I don't know what the future will hold for him, but my prediction is that the David Haye Shannon Briggs fight won't happen. I think David Haye doesn't want to. I think he's going to try to fight another undefeated person that we've never heard of. If the fight does happen, then I'll make a prediction on it. But right now, I'd say that David Haye needs to stop ducking the champ. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.